Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for joining our webinar today on Xpress Mobile. My name is Leah Kelly, and we are here today to talk about the Xpress Dashboard Mobile app. It's been about a year since we had a webinar about this app. If you may recall, we wanted to give it a little bit more time in the spotlight this month as it's recently received an update that includes a nice facelift, as long as a few other pieces of functionality. Also, we wanted to make more people aware of the convenience that this app can bring to your daily life as a recruiter or really anybody who uses Xpress. So just a couple housekeeping items really quickly. Please know that the webinar will be recorded and it will be sent to you afterwards. So if you do get interrupted for any reason or you'd like to share it maybe with somebody at your office a little bit later, you can expect to receive a recording of the webinar within about 24 hours. Also, feel free to submit questions at any time throughout the presentation. It's just me here today, so I'm going to try to speak to them as I see them. But if I'm not able to, for whatever reason, if I get into it, then we'll cover them at the end of the webinar. And so to be clear, just to be clear in the beginning, we do have two apps out in the Google Play and iTunes stores today. So one is the Driver Pulse, which helps drivers manage their driving careers, and they can apply to different carriers through that app. And then there's the Xpress Dashboard App, which is what we're here to talk about today. So this app is for recruiters, safety personnel, managers, really anybody else who needs to access Tenstreet's Xpress Dashboard when they're away from their desk. It works just like Xpress, so you can review reports, work on new and existing applications and subjects, order a background screen, you can apply tagging, review documents and forms and tests, quizzes, and chat with drivers, chat with your applicants, access your notes and reminders, essentially anything that you can do in Xpress, you can do on the mobile app. Alrighty, let's first just brush up on what's new in this update. We'll cover these in further detail as we move on, along with the other existing functionality that's already present in the app. But first, we've got an enhanced user interface that we're going to walk through, updated menu options with the addition of the alerts. We have a new notification bell to quickly get you to your reminders and your messages. Added security that allows you to stay logged in longer, which now will enable you to stay logged in into a secure device, even if you change your password on your desktop computer. So you don't have to log in again on each device. And then there's the convenient search feature that's added to the app's header and footer menus. So just for a quick high-level overview, when you first log in, you're going to land on your mobile home page report. But first, I just want to tell you there's a slight difference in the menu bars depending on whether you're using an iPhone or an Android that I want to make everybody aware of so there's no confusion as we move forward. We have screenshots that are going to show both. So just so you know, if you may see one that has the menu bar on top, that's one device. The other one has them on the bottom. So if you're on Android, you'll see the three icons at the top. The new notification bell will be at the top right, the search tool next to it, and the menu option, which is open in these screenshots and is represented by three horizontal lines, also called a hamburger button for those of you who may know that terminology. Just three little lines. When navigating, you'll also often see a back button at the top left, which will appear next to the menu icon to allow you to return to the main overview screen that you were just on previously. So for instance, if you click on a subject listed in a report, a search result set, or in TeleApp Now, the back button will give you the option to return to the listing or search result set. That's not in these screenshots, but you'll see those a little bit. Well, actually, it was on this one, but you'll see them again later as we go through the app. On an iPhone, you'll see the search and menu buttons on the bottom of your screen, with an additional home button. And the bell notification and the back button will be at the top on both device types. So I hope that wasn't overkill. I just wanted to be really clear there. And all these buttons, all these shortcuts, the home, search, and alerts are also available under the More menu, under the hamburger menu button, but are provided here as well for your convenience. So the More menu is what really helps you navigate through Xpress Mobile, otherwise known as the Dashboard app, and the general path that we'll be walking through today. Okay, so if you watch the right corner of this webinar here, you'll see a phone icon that's going to help us keep track of what screen we're currently talking about. It'll help you just follow along as I'm talking, so you'll know where I'm at if you are following along in your app. And as I said, when you first sign on, you'll see your homepage, which offers all the important details that you need to navigate your day, just like on your Xpress in your office. Just like your homepage in Xpress, it will show you a graphical representation of your data, plus an interactive details section that allows you to access your subject's record by clicking on the name, just like you're used to on the application, the desktop application. And these mobile reports also let you hover over the graph. So you can see summary information and you can scroll down to see detail information, which allows you to click through to see the details of that subject application and work on the subject record in any way you normally would. What may look different is that your Xpress mobile dashboard will only show mobile-friendly reports that have mobile app homepage checked in the custom report wizard. So if you want to add a report to your mobile app homepage, you'll need to go to the Reports tab in your office on your desktop, click Report Wizard, find the report that you wish to add or create one, and ensure the mobile app homepage checkbox is checked. And that way you'll see it whenever you log in to your mobile app. With the Report Wizard, for those of you who don't know, you can build custom reports to see the information that helps you know what you need to focus on during your day, each day. It's a really powerful product. You have access to all of your data. It's customizable by user, and each user can have multiple reports. This is the first page that you'll land on again once you sign into once you sign into the dashboard mobile app. One of our more exciting updates in this version is the new bell notification that gives you access to reminders and notifications. Your reminders are notes you or one of your coworkers has left on an applicant, so you can have a running history of all of these important updates, and you can still store it by the application or date, and one click takes you directly to the subject record. So here's the progression of that. You would have either your notifications or your reminders, and you could click right over through to the application. Notifications can be any message, a communication from a driver, like a pulse or a text message, a message alerting you that a driver has fulfilled your request for a document through the Pulse app, all the new enhanced DQF and safety management notifications, your status notifications, and your Intella App Now notifications. So we're always adding new ones. I think I covered all of those there. Those are basically your lifeline to all the real-time driver activity going on at every moment, so that you never miss a message about any applicant's activity, and you know the instant the driver has engaged with you so that you can respond promptly. Clicking on a notification takes you either to the subject record, like I said, or in the case that it's a text or a pulse message, it will take you directly to messaging so you can conveniently respond. Once you're finished, you can click the back button. Actually, you can see that here. No, it should be back here. Oh, it's right there, sorry. You can click there and it will go right back to your messaging notification. Okay. One of the notifications you receive are called status notifications. I want to take you just on a real quick little segue here and talk a little bit about what that tool does and how you can control it to use it to benefit you. It was created to help you more effectively manage your work in progress so that you don't lose sight of drivers who sit idle and might otherwise be likely to get overlooked as your day grows busier and busier. So these notifications are derived from the settings you set in the status notification tool, which is also in the dashboard, the client version of this application. You can control this here. You have do not disturb settings, so you can not be bothered when you don't want to be bothered, and be bothered when you do want to be bothered. And you can set notifications to alert you when you're available. Obviously, you can choose which statuses to track here, and how many hours the subject is allowed to stay in each particular status before you get a notification. This tool helps make sure you stay on top of your subjects and they don't get stuck in any particular status for too long. And the whole point is so that they don't get overlooked and just stay in that bucket for an eternity. And by the way, these are company-wide notifications. The tool itself actually is available to primaries only, but it can be added to any user with a primaries request. Okay, back to the mobile app. So on the next screen over here, we got, oops, I didn't add a little mobile thing to carry us along, but that's okay. We're on the search. And this is just a one-tap access to the search functionality now. We've added that. That's a new thing right here. You can barely see it right here, but as it lights up when you're on that screen. But again, the magnifying glass is what you tap to get immediate access to your search tool so that you can find your applicant quickly. And here's the progression of screens that you would experience when conducting a search here. You'd fill out your search criteria, you would get the results, and then you would go to whichever applicant record that you wanted to visit and work with. Okay, and here we are. So here's our little guy back again. So speaking of responding promptly, like when we were talking about notifications, the next menu item is IntelliApp Now. And this also connects recruiters and your candidates in real time. But however, with IntelliApp Now, recruiters get push notifications as the best candidates submit applications. And by best, I'm going to get to that, but this just will give them the greatest opportunity to connect before the driver has a chance to move on. Drivers are really busy too, as you know, and once they fill out an application, they're moved on to the next one, or they're moved on to whatever part of their day that they need to do. So it lets you immediately engage with him or her as they're applying. As you receive a push notification to your app, you know, even when you're not actively working inside the app, you can get one. So these help alert recruiters when a candidate applies that meets their experience. This is how I'm getting back to the best part. You can set criteria that helps you find candidates that meet your experience levels, your minimum violations, and the minimum amount of accidents. So that way these drivers kind of pop up to the top, and you can immediately engage them as they're completing the application. Okay, not afterwards when it may be a little too late. So on the screen, you get some quick stats of your most recent driver applications, only those that fit the needs you specify again. And by clicking on the subject, you can open the application, make a phone call, you can send a text or a pulse message, which the example shows that we're doing here. And you also have access to your quick messages here. So this allows you to reuse common messages that you send out. Now, messaging is totally available in the app for free, for sure, with Pulse, just to be really clear. And if you have texting, you have full access to that here as well. You would simply just access it from the subject record, just as you normally would in the Xpress Dashboard version from your desk. Okay. Our next item on the menu is our RealTime App. And this provides an overview of the spread of drivers that have most recently applied with your company. So just like you would see in your IntelliApp Stats tool, these apps reflect your most recent driver applications, and they give you key details so you can reach out immediately to those with whom you're interested. This also will take you right to the application so that you can call this person or text this person, email this person to get a hold of them right away. And the last page, our last menu item, is the settings. Really, there is just one thing to know here. It's the very first setting, the send me push notifications. There are 3 settings here under this dropdown: always, away from desk, and off. So always and off are pretty self-explanatory. The away from desk option, though, will only send you push notifications to your phone if you do not have an active session in Xpress. So it's not going to bother you twice in this way. It's not going to ping you in your pocket and ping you on your desktop if you have that setting going on. You can just have it when you're away from desk, when you're not engaged in an active session in your Xpress dashboard. It's a little confusing, but the one on your desk, the one on your desk. The other setting, show splash screen on app open, is actually obsolete. It's going to be removed, so just pay it no mind. It does nothing on this new release, and it's going to be removed here shortly, so we apologize that is still here. And then, of course, you can log out. So this was a real quick one, about 15 minutes. I hope this webinar helped to explain our Xpress Dashboard mobile app and how it can help make your day more efficient, more productive when you're away from your desk. A lot more functionality does open up when you have specific services implemented, like texting, IntelliApp Now, Custom Report Wizard. So if you're interested in learning more about any of these, you can write directly to me at leah@tenstreet.com, and I'll get you to the right place and help you out. Otherwise, you can write directly to your advisor or your account manager to learn more as well, if you're more comfortable doing that. So I didn't look over the questions. I did get wrapped up into it, but I see that we do have a couple. So let's see. How do you upload to your iPhone your iPhone? So if you have an Android, you would go to the Google Play Store and download it there. And if you have an iPhone, you would go to the iTunes store and you can find it there. All you do is just search Tenstreet Dashboard, or even just Tenstreet, and it will pull up both apps that we have out there. It will pull up the driver app, which is Pulse, not that one. You don't want that one. Your drivers want that one. What you want is the dashboard app. So you should be able to see both options there. Oh, what's the name of the app? I hope that answered your question as well, Terry. It's just called Dashboard App. You should be able to call it Dashboard by Tenstreet is what we have called it out in the store. And if you still can't find it, I can help you once we're off the call. Just ping me, let me know. The Tools tab isn't something, so how would I get to the Tools tab? The Tools tab isn't going to be offered here. You can't access all the tools. I don't think you can actually access any tools from the mobile app. You'd have to do that, all of that managing over on your, your client app, app from your office. You'd have to do all those things from your desktop. So in this app, I am going to have to double check. Somebody is asking, how do you sign docs using the phone app? I'm not sure if you can, now drivers can sign documents in the Pulse app. I am not sure if you can countersign documents that they write in, or if you can internally sign documents that you may want to sign just to have internally. I'm going to double check and get back to you on that, because I don't want to tell you the wrong thing. I get to the Exchange tab in order to respond to VOE requests. Yes, you can. You would have to do that through Xpress. So the same way that you would go through on Xpress, you would go to Exchange in Xpress, and you can respond to VOE requests that way. Okay. That one here, are custom reports exclusive to either the app or the web-based version of the Xpress, or can you see one in both places? Yes, you can see one in both places. So you don't need to create it more than once. Just make it one time, and it can be housed in both. Just remember to make a report show in the Dashboard app, in the mobile app, simply check the mobile app homepage box in the report wizard, and it will be made visible in the app. Okay. And I do believe that is the end of the questions. Does anybody else have any questions? I will wait for just a few seconds while we get those last minute questions in. Otherwise, I really, really appreciate everybody for carving out some time in your day and taking some time to join us. If you have any questions afterwards, that you didn't think of right now, you can feel free to email me, and I will get back to you for sure. This is a completely free application, yes. So you will never be charged. It's just a convenience for you to help you better manage your time whenever you are away from your desk, because we know that happens a lot. You aren't just sitting there for 8 hours straight. So that's what this is all about. It gets better in time, and we are continuing to make improvements. Okay, thank you everybody for joining. You'll receive a copy of the webinar here shortly, and I really appreciate your time today. Bye-bye.